this is Sina. Welcome to our family center video. It's winter time, and this year we may not be able to go out as much as we can. So we find some interesting snow and ice activity that you can do at home. So you can have fun at home. Maybe have some science experiment. Maybe just use snow and ice to do some arts. Maybe we will bring some frozen experiment to your home. So let's start, and we're gonna have fun together. So before our activity, we need to make some ice cubes. So place some water in the ice cube maker and put it in the freezer. And also we're gonna make frozen paint by putting the paint in the ice cube maker and put popsicle stick inside the paint and put in the freezer. And also we're gonna make experiment with ice. So we're gonna place before we start experiment, we're gonna place a few bottles of spring water in the freezer for about 2 hours and 45 minutes. And so now look, our paint is all frozen in place. So after you take it out from the freezer, you let it in a room temperature. You let it sit in the room temperature for a little bit, so you're able to move those paint out without taking the popsicle stick out. And then we will use those ice frozen paint to paint on our paper. Okay. So let's wait a little bit, and then we will come back. I'm sure a lot of you like Frozen, Elsa and Anna. And Elsa has superpower that she can grow the ice and make a ice castle. And so let's try a science experiment with the ice. So remember, we made those ice cubes yesterday. We put in the freezer. And you can put them into a cup. And remember, we also put a few bottles of spring water into the freezer. And so we left them in the freezer for about 2 hours and 45 minutes. So this one, I take one of them out. So this one is a little bit over frozen. So now you can see the ice inside the bottle. So this one is for this experiment, this one is too much because you can actually see the ice inside. And I have another two. They're still in the freezer. So make sure the bottle of water is not frozen. You can still pour them out for you to see the experiment. Okay, so I just take this water out of the fridge. Be very gentle. Don't knock it. Don't shake it, because it's at the point of frozen now. Okay, let's see if this is gonna work. It worked! Can you see it? I have the magic power of growing the ice. Oh, wow. Look. Can you see it? I hope you can do this experiment at home. You're just like Elsa. You are growing the ice. So I think the key of this experiment is the temperature. You put it in the freezer, and it's almost to the point that the water is gonna freeze. And then you take it gently out of the freezer. Don't shake it. If you shake it, it will freeze right away. Wow, look at that. Let's see how tall we can build this ice tower. And I'm going to link a video on the bottom of our video. It explains very nicely why this happens. And you can even make a slushy. You can even make a slushy because it becomes icy. And you can pour some juice on top of it. All right, so look, I think we shaked it a little bit. So it became frozen inside. So it was perfectly, when we took it out of the freezer, it's almost to the point of frozen and it's still clear. But after I shake the bottle a little bit, it froze inside. All right, so our experiment is a success. We made an ice tower. Try this at home, but make sure to check your water of bottle after 2.5 hours. And usually if you put 3 of them, 1 of them may become icy, and you know it's almost the time, and take the other one out, and then you can pour it on the ice. I'm very excited to do this. I'm very excited that this experiment worked. And if you have more interest, please watch the video that I've linked below, and that explains why this happened. Okay, our next experiment is called fishing for ice. And after this experiment, hopefully you will know why salt melts ice. Okay, so we can go to our kitchen to gather the following stuff. So we will need a cup full of water. So I have a cup here. I'm going to pour more water into this cup, a cup full of water. And then you can have a tray or plate so it won't spill to everywhere. A few ice cubes. So we have the ice cubes here. Table salt. We have table salt. And a piece of string. So we will use a piece of string. We're gonna try to fish the ice. So we're gonna place the ice cubes in a cup of water, and they will float on top. Okay, let's have a look. Oh yeah, so the ice came up, floating. Let's try to put a few pieces more. And 4 pieces, okay? So we have 4 pieces of ice in our cup. And let's try to fish the ice with the string. Can you? Do you think you can fish? You can catch any of the ice? Uh-oh, no, we cannot catch anything. Okay, so we're gonna place the string in the water across the top of the ice cubes. So see, we're gonna place the string on top of those ice cubes. Yeah? All right, so we place it on top. And now we're gonna sprinkle a little bit of salt on top. I sprinkled a few salt, and I can hear some noises here. And then let's wait for a minute. Let's wait for a minute. When I put the salt on top of the ice, I can hear a little bit of noise that making it's very soft noise, but I think something is melting, something is opening up, cracking, a cracking sound. Yes, a cracking sound. So we will wait here for about a minute. So I think you may notice that in wintertime, when we have icy stairs or icy walkways, we use salt, right, on the street or on our stairs to melt the ice. We will find out through this experiment why salt can melt ice. All right, so let's have a look of our fishing rod. Let's see if we can catch any fish. Well, look at that. How many fishes did we catch? How many ice did we catch? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh my goodness, 4 of them. How did this happen? Wow. Look, I was able to catch 4. How many ice did you catch? We just waited for 1 minute after we sprinkle a little bit of salt. Okay, so when we use so when the salt is sprinkled over the ice will melt a little bit. However, when it's used in such a small amount, so we just use a little bit. Like in our experiment, we just use a little bit salt, so the water around the ice freezes again very quickly. So this string is frozen on this ice. This means the string gets trapped as the water around it refreezes. So make it stick to the ice. Now you know the salt do melt the ice. That's why this string sticked on top, because it melted a little bit and then it freezes again. Wow, how about you? I hope I can see how many ice you catch in your experiment. Now it's our story time. Ice Boy by David Ezra Stein. Ice Boy had a normal life, goofing around with his brothers and sisters, dodging tough cubes from the back of the freezer. Once in a while, someone was taken. Where's Chloe? Usually for a person's drink. To be chosen was the best thing that could happen to an ice cube. At least, that's what the Ice Boy's parents said. Be proud. But Ice Boy didn't want to be in a cold compress. He wanted more. So even though Ice Boy's parents said, "Never go outside, never go outside," Ice Boy went outside. And even though his doctor said, "Never go in the sun, never go in the sun," Ice Boy went in the sun. Feels good. In fact, he went to the beach. Ice Boy went up to the edge of the water and rode right in. Best day ever. His edges began to blur. He was becoming Water Boy. Water Boy washed in with the tide. The seashore was full of life. Off a big swell, he soaked someone's towel. He basked in the sun till he began to steam. He was becoming Vapor Boy. Vapor Boy was light as air. He waved so high, he became a little drop. He tap danced on top of a thunderstorm until he froze and fell inside. A big storm was no place for a little piece of ice. Crash, boom, he was becoming Ice Boy again, whizzing through the sky in the summer hail.
Then oof! He hit the roof, and plink! He landed in the drink. Plop! And his parents were there. Ice Boy, is that you? They asked. Yes, said Ice Boy. It's me. They floated together for a while. I'm sorry I ran away, said Ice Boy. I didn't want to be chosen. Just then, the drink was lifted high in the air. Luckily, the person tasted Ice Boy first. Bleach, he said. This ice tastes terrible. They landed in the grass. What will become of us? Said his parents. Let's find out, said Ice Boy. Oh, they were splashed up by the sprinkler in the air. It's the best day ever. The end.
Now it's time for us to do the frozen paint. So that's do some paint with the frozen paint. As I showed you, our paint is ready to use. So we popped it up. Look. So now it's ready to use. So use your frozen paint just like you're skating on the ice. Wow, when you're skating, you're making such a beautiful pictures. Let's try another color. We have the green paint here. Let's skate with our green paint. I'm gonna wait a little bit for the green paint to. And we also have yellow paint and orange paint. Oh, look at that. We're skating on the paper with the frozen paint. So when the paint melted, the paint will melt as you move your paint around on the paper. And you're making beautiful lines just like you're skating. Okay, let's try that with yellow one. Whatever pattern you want to make. Maybe we can make a circle this time. It's a beautiful, so it's a nice way to teach kids about color mixing. If you have all the primary colors, red, yellow, and blue, and yeah, so it's ice cold. They can feel it. They can feel the temperature of it, and they can paint with both of their hands. It's just like an art of skating. Yeah, hope you can try this at home. And if you cannot use it up, if it's cold outside, maybe you can store it outside somehow and then you can reuse them because it's winter. And we're doing frozen paint. Yeah, hope you can try this at home. Okay, we will do another experiment. So this experiment, we will see why snowshoes keep people from sinking. Why snowshoes work? As you can see from the picture, some of you may not have seen snowshoes before. Yeah, when people walk in deep snows, they tend to wear snowshoes. It helps them from sinking into the snow. So now we're gonna make an experiment to see why snowshoes works. All right, what helps us from sinking into the snow? So let's gather some of the material from home. So we will need a toy animal. A plastic toy animal, any type of animal will work. But if you have a big cat, like a tiger, is great. But any animal with 4 legs will be fine. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 legs. Okay. And then we will need tape. All right, we will need tape, and we will need scissors. We will make the snowshoes. And we will need cardboard, like cereal boxes, Kleenex boxes, we can all use them. A shallow dish, I use this baking pan, and flour, because we are making experiment. So we just pretend flour is our snow, all right? So we're gonna fill this dish with 1 or 2 inches of flour. So we're gonna fill it up. Okay, let's scoop the flour and fill this baking pan up. Okay, this is fun to do. Scoop, and we're gonna pour the flour into the pan. We're just pretending this flour is our snow. We don't have to pack it down, so just sprinkle the flour into the baking pan, okay? All right, and then we're gonna place our animal in the snow to see how deep his footprint will be. Gonna place it in. All right, as you can see, wow, his feet is covered by the flour. We don't have to push it down, and we just experiment. So this time we just push it inside. Just set it in the snow. Those footprints are pretty deep. Let's take it out and have a look. Wow, did you see? Did you see the tiger's footprint in the flour? All right, so now it's time to push it into the snow. Let's try. Oh, it's very easy to push it down. Look how deep the snow is. Wow, it almost covered half of the tiger's body. Okay, so now it's time for us to make this tiger some snowshoes. Let's put this snow here, and with the help from mommy or daddy, we're gonna make snowshoes for the tiger. We're gonna cut some small circles, because how many legs does the tiger has? Yeah, we just counted at the beginning, right? The tiger has 4 legs. So we're gonna make 4 little circles for each one of his foot, for his paw. Okay, now we cut 4 cardboard circles, and we're gonna use tape to secure them to on our tiger's paw. So let's see, let's have a look. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Perfect. So let's use the tape now. Can you see his paw? Yeah. Now it has a circle underneath. We're gonna tape this. We're gonna tape his paw to the circle. Okay, now this tiger is wearing his snowshoes. Look at that. And we're gonna see what's the difference between wearing a snowshoes and just a bare feet. So we're gonna smooth the snow, and we're gonna place our tiger into the snow. Oh, look. It looks like it didn't sink into the snow at all. It's very, And so it just gently landed on top of the snow. Now use your little fingers to grab the tiger and try to push it down. Oh wow. Ooh, this is hard to push it down. Remember we pushed the tiger into the snow very easily, and it was the snow was halfway through the tiger? Wow. Wow, this time it's really hard to push it down. It doesn't sink down very far. Okay, so next time you know, right? Maybe when you walk in very, very deep snow, you may have snowshoes on or have a bigger paws, big shoes. That's why the winter animals usually have a bigger paw, like the polar bear. Their paw is really big, so they don't sink into the snow very easily. Because the snowshoes is very big, so it spreads your body weight to a larger surface area. Okay, so this is our experiment of. You can pretend to make some snowshoes with cardboard, with the cardboard paper, and put it on underneath your shoes. And next time when it's snowing, just try to step outside and see how it works. Hope you can try this at home. Okay, then the other science experiment we're gonna do is crystal sand catcher. So we're gonna show you what we will need. First, you will need epsom salt, and you will need some clear recycled plastic lid, like the one on Pringles, the chips, or some of those take-out containers. Use clear lid so you can see the crystal from both sides. But I'm also using a black one. I think it's a yogurt container lid, because we can see the white crystal more clearly on the black one. And then you will need a glass jar, a bowl to mix water and Epsom salt. And we will need water, the same amount of salt and water, and maybe a fork or popsicle sticks to stir. And we will need hot water, so if you don't have warm water, you may use microwave. We will need a tray so we can put those lid on the tray, and because we're gonna pour the water inside so we can transfer it to a sunny place for it to dry. And and then if you can make it successfully, maybe you want to hang it somewhere, then you need a string and need a hole puncher to make a hole. All right, so we're gonna start to make our crystal sand catcher. So as I said, we're gonna use same amount of Epsom salt and warm water. So let's use the salt first. I'm gonna use 1 cup of Epsom salt, and we will use the warm tap water. If you don't have warm tap water, then you put this in microwave for 45 seconds, and I will be back with the water. Okay, here is our 1 cup of warm water. And now we're gonna stir it quickly so the water is still warm, so for the salt to melt completely. So we're gonna stir this for about 1 to 2 minutes to dissolve the salt. So now the water and the salt are completely melted, because we stir it for a while with hot water. And so now we have the plastic lid ready on this tray. And Now we're gonna pour some of the liquid from the jar into the recycled plastic lids. We're just gonna to cover the bottom of the jar. Just cover the jar. Yeah, you don't have to fill it too full up, but we're gonna cover the bottom of the lid. Yeah, that's it. So now we're gonna because we're gonna let it dry, so we don't need too much of the water, just cover the bottom. Now we're gonna place our lids in a sunny location, and depending on how much liquid has been added to it, it takes a few hours to a day to dry and start crystallizing. So after it dry, we will see the crystals like snowflakes, like crystals on our lid. And okay, so we're gonna place it behind me, and because there's a window shield here, and you can see there will be some sunlight here, so I'm sure the lid will be dry tomorrow, and then we will come back and see our beautiful crystals, make our beautiful sun catcher, crystal sun catcher. So this is the crystal sun catcher we tried to create the other day, so we can have a close look. When the liquid dry out, you can see the snowflake, like the crystal-like patterns formed on this lid. It's beautiful to look at. We also have the clear one. So with the clear one, from both sides, you can see this crystal sun catcher. So if you want, you can use a hole puncher to punch a hole on this sun catcher, and when it's completely dry, you can hang it on your window. So it's like a crystallized crystal sun catcher. Alright, hope you can try this activity at home